All right, what is up, guys? VIP crew, Chaz.
And Trista.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's all I got tonight.
I was waiting for
Was that
like intro.
Was that exciting for you?
Hey guys. So we're super excited. This is episode number 2 of the weekly VIP Hangout. We're basically going to answer your questions, bring topics to the table that we want to chat about, and kind of open mic night if anyone has any input. So today was a super busy one. I was on the road since this morning. I did a full day of retail arbitrage, which I haven't had a chance to do in, I don't even know, a week and a half. I haven't been able to get on the road. So it felt good to actually bring home grocery bags, not grocery bags, but Target bags and Toys R Us bags full of goodies. So guys, stay tuned because I'm going to post later tonight a few titles that I scored at Target. They're having a buy 2 get 1 free, which if you're buying the $20 titles, which was most of them that I picked up, you're basically spending $13 each. And they were usually going for between 24 and 25, so you're making a pretty quick $4 or $5 profit if you merchant fill, which is what I'm doing tonight. So I'll be posting that tonight. I know you had a busy day too. I literally just got back. You and AJ hammered out a bunch of stuff today.
Yeah, and I had Jamie. She's like our eBay helper, but my eBay inventory is sort of a catastrophe. When I started clothes, I thought I'd put up a couple hundred listings and that would be it. And for a couple hundred listings, that's totally manageable for the way I've organized. But since I've been growing and I'm deciding to grow more now that we have extra space, the organization just is not going to work. What I'm doing right now is I have 24 bins, and I'm putting in each bin. It's designated for it's a letter. So if it's Abercrombie, it goes in the A bin, and if it's, whatever, like Maurice's, it goes in the M bin. But now I'm having this problem where you get a lot more of one letter than you do of all the others, and then you have half empty bins when things start to sell.
Do you have a Z bin?
I do have a Z bin.
What brand is that?
Zara.
Oh, I just thought you want to have a Z.
I don't know. There's some Z's. So I'm going to redo everything. So basically I'm going to take those bins and I'm going to inventory everything that's in them and then update the listings as to where they are. And then each item will have a number assigned to it. And then I'll replenish those numbers as I sell them out again. Does that make sense?
Have you considered maybe a rolling rack or anything like that? Because then you could put tags on the top.
Yeah.
Shift. I mean, you have to get hangers, but a lot of places will give you hangers for free.
Yeah. The thing with that is that we've already invested all of this money into shelving and totes at this point. So I feel like I'd be stepping backwards. We've probably got $800 to $1,000 in shelving and totes and storage and all of that. So
sell it.
Yeah, I could sell it.
Yeah.
I could get rid of it and just start from scratch. Yeah, so we'll see. I did some research. The 10K on the Bay, if anyone follows him, Chris has some really great pointers for how to organize, and I think I'm going to use his model pretty much to the letter. And I think it'll also be a lot easier on the person that helps me photograph, because instead of putting each item in a different bin, it will all just go in the same bin from the day that she photographed, and so that'll cut down on a lot of time. So yeah, it's a work in progress. But I got some listings done as well, and I cleaned the office.
You did a power hour. You busted out 20.
I got 20 done in an hour, and what else? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So, how are you guys? What have you guys been doing today?
I sold the wrong item.
Oh no, that sucks.
We've done that.
I've done that a lot.
I have a stack of video games, a bunch of Minecraft, and I mixed up a listing with a PS3. I only had 2 left, and I sold an Xbox game and it's actually a PS3 game. So
Bummer.
yeah.
How's the customer service on that? Are they pretty understanding or are they pissed?
I just messaged them and I was like, I'm terribly sorry. You know,
Yeah.
If I can fix it for you, I would. Unfortunately, you can't. I'll cancel it right now for you and refund you. And I haven't heard back from them, but I don't know really, like, there's not much else I can do.
Right. Yeah.
As long as it wasn't an angry message, I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was super, terribly sorry, human error, I mean.
Yeah. I've had a few mix-ups like that, and I just apologize up and down, and I've never gotten a bad review from one of those situations. The only hey Matt, the only bad review I think that we have ever gotten is the football thing. And so we sold these footballs, and we sold them like we sold them in lots of 2, and we had 8 or 10, I can't remember. But I just took pictures of 2 of them. They were all the same brand, and they had all been used about the same. And they all had like Sharpie on them that said, like whatever, like a last name. So I photographed all of them. They all said this, but one of the footballs I sent this lady, the placement of the Sharpie was different than the picture. And so she accused me of not selling her what she bought. And I was like, it's got the exact same. It's just like, instead of it being where the stitching is on the top, it was on the side. And she wrote me this really horrible review about how I'm not a good seller and blah, blah, blah. And
we're going to hell.
Yeah.
How dare you? What were you thinking?
How dare I? But it was funny because they're used footballs, and it was very clearly stated. And she was not the first person, or she wasn't the last person. I had like 2 sets after her. And so then I went back in and edited the listing further so I wouldn't get this problem again. And then she accused me of editing the listing after I complained so eBay wouldn't kick me out. It was stupid.
We're just horrible sellers.
Basically. Yeah, I'm a terrible seller. The only bad review though, so like I think most people understand human error, especially the holidays. It's like crazy,
Amazon customers don't, however.
Yeah, they don't care.
I've got 2 customer complaints to get back to today, even though it was Amazon's fault. Of course, they want to blame us.
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome, guys. We had a few new faces hopping on. So the topic of tonight, kind of just diving more into wrapping up Q4, final thoughts on Q4, and moving forward into the first quarter of 2018. Because there's a lot of different ways that you can go, because a lot of us were hopping on the hot toys, which we talked about this a lot already. Hot toys are still hot. They're still going to sell. You're just obviously you're not going to make as much. And 2, the sales velocity does start to taper down towards the end of January. January is still awesome because you have gift cards coming in. People are going to spend that money on Amazon, eBay.
There's a baby in our chat.
Oh, so cute. It's our youngest member right there.
How's your Q4 going, sir? Yeah. He's so
that
cute.
Is hilarious.
Oh.
So I know for us, we're focusing a lot on online arbitrage right now, just kind of generic items, because especially when you get into like, what do you do when it's not Q4? A big thing that I tell people is learn to get into other categories, diversify, right? Because if you go all in with toys and then all of a sudden toys tank, which they might tank in January and February, no one truly knows yet what's going to happen with toys. So if you put 100% of your capital into one category and that category takes a hit, you're going to be in a tough position. So learn to diversify and get into other categories too, can really help out. And again, that's just one piece of advice, because there's plenty of people that have one specialty, one category, they go all in, they kill it year round. So it's up to you to determine what you want to do. And also different sourcing methods. We have online arbitrage going into retail stores. On the eBay side, you've got thrift stores and garage sales and all that stuff. A big one, and I know everyone's kind of been poking at a big one, is wholesale. So we do have a wholesale solution. It is going to be it's going to be kind of hard to get into in the beginning, because we're doing a few test runs with some stuff right now before we can really give out price structure when it launches. All that kind of stuff is still kind of being worked on. It's going to be very soon, I can tell you that. We've got some stuff we're working on tonight, which is going to be a big push forward. So wholesale is going to be a big topic that we're focusing on for our own personal business. We want to help you guys learn more about that and grow into wholesale as well, because wholesale, the benefit of it is the fact that you're buying brand new items. It's not run through a retailer, so you are buying straight from a distributor, or even better, up the chain to the manufacturer, so there's no middleman. The thing with wholesale is you're going to be running slimmer margins. So you're not going to be able to buy stuff for $10 that you flip and make 15 or 20 bucks on. You're looking at spending 10 and you'll make $3 or $4. But it's velocity. You're going for really, really fast selling stuff, and you're going for volume, and that's where you.
Yeah, I was going to say the volume is probably the piece that, it's scary. You can buy 20 or 40 or 60 units of an item and feel kind of okay about it, but when you get into the hundreds and thousands, that gets a little scarier. So hopefully we're gonna have some good experiences to share with you guys, and I don't know.
We're basically going to fall on our faces a few times and share about it.
Hopefully we'll fall on our faces a little bit, and then we'll let you guys know how it goes.
So that's going to be a big focus for us in Q1. I know a lot of people here, just based on the interest of that post that I did, that teaser post that I did, a lot of people want to get into wholesale, and the main question is always like, where do you start? You start by finding products that you want to sell, whether it's a brand or a specific product, and reach out to those manufacturers and those distributors. It can be that simple. You just have to reach out. With that, you need to make sure of a few things, because they're going to want to sell to legit companies. They're not looking to sell to people that sell out of their spare bedroom. Even there's nothing wrong with doing that. I mean, we did that for our first 2 years.
Yeah.
But as these large distributors, they want legit businesses. So you need to make sure that you have your EIN, which is employer identification number. That's going to be something that you need. We're in Oregon. We're one of the blessed states that does not need a reseller certificate, because we don't have sales tax here. So we don't have a resale certificate. They give us this very generic print off that if they ask for it, we give it to them, but you'll need your reseller certificate. Super easy to do, guys. Go to Google, type in your state, right? So if you're in Texas, type in Texas reseller certificate, right? Some states will charge $100. Some states it's free and you can do it online. It varies state to state. And I haven't done enough research on every single one to give you direct answers, but just Google it and you'll find it pretty easily. I think those are kind of like the main ones you need to focus on. Every distributor is going to have an application, and it tells you everything you need. So if you don't have an EIN, if they want you to be an LLC, like they tell you all that kind of stuff up front. Step 2 is, once you start to communicate with these guys, let's say you submit your application, or even before the application, you email them, say, hey, I'm interested in buying in bulk. Do you offer wholesale accounts? And if they come back and say, yeah, tell us more about your business and where you sell. Don't try to beat around the bush. Don't try to come off as this brick and mortar store if you're not. Okay, be transparent, be upfront with them. If you sell on Amazon, tell them we run our business on Amazon. If you sell on eBay, tell them eBay, Jet.com, Walmart, wherever you sell.
They'll find out eventually, and then they won't be very happy if you lie to them. So
yeah. So distributors and wholesalers, they're kind of picky sometimes, because there's thousands of Amazon sellers, for example, that bombard these email boxes, and if you get an email back and they say, you know what, we can't do Amazon sellers, we're done with Amazon sellers. You'll get some of those people, and that's okay. You'll learn it's going to be a numbers game. If you send out 10 emails, right? Anyone here have wholesale accounts, so you can attest to this. If you send out 10 emails, you're not going to get 10 emails back. You might get like 2 or 3 if you're lucky, and one of them might be like a really good one. Now, once you get into wholesale accounts, that's not guaranteeing that you're going to find profitable products. right? Some of them have their own markups as a distributor if you're not going straight to the brand itself. So you kind of need to understand it's a total numbers game. If you get accepted into 10 distributors' accounts, you might find one or two that are going to have really good profitable products. It's always a numbers game. So don't send out 5 emails, sit back and go, well, I didn't hear back from any of them. This wholesale crap sucks. Like, it's work. That's why it's a different ballgame, because a lot of people don't want to put in the extra effort to open up the accounts, to do the research and find the profitable products. So that's kind of like wholesale in a nutshell. That's something we're going to focus on in Q4, and I know a lot of you want to learn more about it. So we're going to do our best to provide you guys the best content value that we can throughout Q1 on that. Any questions so far?
Questions?
Wholesale questions I can help with? Is everyone like dying to know what we have up our sleeves with that thing? You guys are like,
Don't say anything.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna come break into your office.
Yeah, that's right. I know we got a couple locals that can just pop over here and see what's going on. What is the brick wall poster? Where is it?
Oh.
Yeah, it's in our garage.
In the garage.
Yeah.
It didn't migrate back over here.
Didn't make it here. I didn't want to. I got that thing because So my lovely assistant just got this out of our email. You guys want to see something?
Don't bite me.
We've got the application. So, yeah, we've got a lot to hammer out through tonight, but what we're going to do is we're going to sit down, hammer out some information, get some details. Now that I'm actually looking at the application, I just got really excited because in the top it says created for Side Hustle Pros, which is like, that's an official partnership now. So how this is going to work is we're going to do a few little testing things that we need to take care of just to make sure everything's going to run smooth. What we're going to do is once this thing is announced, because I know it's first come, first serve, I want it to be a fair ball game. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to give you guys a heads up and say this day at this time, I'm going to post a link to register. Okay. And you all basically are going to be there ready to fire. That way I'm not posting it just randomly like, hey, you have to go now. Like, I'm going to give you guys a fair heads up so you all know what day and time to be online ready to go. So step 1 of doing this is going to be the group of 25 people that we told you guys. So it's going to be a group of 25 just because of the nature of we're giving you guys access to products. We don't want 50 plus people being in this. We only want 25. So 1, products are not getting saturated. 2, they're still profitable. And 3, that's enough for us to be able to really work with, because it's going to be in another group setting too. So we're going to be giving you guys time to help you guys grow your wholesale business too. Because we're doing this right here with you guys too.
Yeah.
So we're going to share our struggles and our successes and all that fun stuff. So once we get the group open, there's going to be a second wave, okay? And we don't have details on like the specifics on this part yet, but there will be a second group, which is going to be geared towards the people who maybe have a smaller minimum order. So let's say that, because we're working with a distributor that literally we're going to have access to thousands of units every single week if we need them, okay? Because we had to commit to X amount of products in order to make this deal happen. Which is why we're all pitching in and buying in bulk is what we're doing, so we can get those price breaks. So the second group is going to be for the people, these are just numbers I'm going to throw out here, but let's say, for example, group 1, you commit to 1,000 units ordered per month, okay? Group 2 is going to be geared towards the people that maybe can only do 250 units a month. So that's what I mean by minimum order quantity might be a little bit less. That's what group 2 is going to be focused on. Group 2 will come, we don't know how far down the road. Okay, we don't know if it's going to be a couple months, if it's going to be 6 months, a year. But we want to make sure we give you guys access to as much of this as we can. Especially as the distributor gets more products and new products, we can kind of widen our net a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add?
No, I think you covered it.
I know it's a lot.
Yeah.
So wholesale, if you're new, can be extremely overwhelming. Some of you probably have no idea what I've been talking about, and that's okay. But my inbox, you guys, so many of you guys blew up my inbox. Like, I need in. So I want to make sure I keep you guys in the loop as much as I can. So tonight, after Star Wars, of course, we're gonna have a lot more info put together, and hopefully I can get a post up in the next couple days and kind of give you guys some better feedback on what's going on.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions or want to talk about anything else?
I guess I just have a suggestion for when you decide to go live with your time and whatever. Make sure that your site is up and running well. I do a lot of carding for my daughter's clothes. I do Well Dressed Wolf, Sweet Honey, and you have to like cart at 9 o'clock on Thursday nights. Like, you have to be there, and if you're not there by 9:02, everything is completely sold out. So, but there have been times when there have been like angry crowds of angry moms because the whole website crashes down entirely. So just be careful.
Yeah,
Awesome.
for sure.
Good.
Y'all gonna crash the site.
Hopefully with 25 people starting out, I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
and I'm kind of tossing around the idea too, because here's the thing, guys. No matter which method I do, whether it's a lottery, whether it's first come first serve, no matter what method I do, I'm not going to please everybody. That's just the nature of the game. We've got well over 100 people in this group, so no matter what day and time I choose, it's not going to be great for everybody. So we just have to pick one and roll with it. One thing I did want to offer was I think we should split it up. So we should do like 13 people will be first come first serve, and I'll do like a morning time, right, that you can register. So it'll be first come first serve on a morning time for the first 13, and then I'll do the last 12 will be on like an evening time. So then the morning people can't be like, well, I have to work all day, I couldn't make the evening one. Like, I think what I'll do is do one morning, one evening, so you guys all have a fair chance at getting in first. But again, if you don't get in the first wave, we're going to bust our butts to make it happen, to open up a second group to accept more people too.
Yeah.
Is what we'll plan on doing. Andrew asked a good question. Will the wholesale group be a paid group? Yes, it will, because one, we're giving you complete access to the distributor that we have. The distributor and us have come up with an agreement where we have to commit to X amount of products per month. I think it was every 6 weeks to be exact. And we're going to be committing our time to this thing. So we're going to help you guys as well. It's just like this group, right? You guys pay to be in this group, so we provide more time and more value to you guys to help you out. So the wholesale group's going to be the same way too. But I can tell you based on experience, like, I happily will pay for something if it provides 10 times that amount of value. Because look at, if you pay $10 to get into a group that helps you make 100, that's worth it. Right? If you pay $500 to get into a group that helps you make 5,000, that's definitely worth it in my eyes. But yeah, which category? Ooh, that's a really good one. Which category should we be approved in prior to the wholesale group? Grocery will be a good one. Okay. Oh, that's right. This is why we keep AJ.
That's why we keep AJ around.
AJ knows so much more than I do with some of this stuff.
Well, it's like, duh.
So you don't need, see, I'm still learning this too. So the distributor can get you ungated in anything they carry, because what do you need to get, and eBay people were talking about Amazon because Amazon restricts certain categories. So grocery, for example, you have to apply to be ungated in grocery. So the wholesaler we have does a great amount of grocery, and these guys will give you an invoice that you submit to Amazon to show that you're buying from an authorized person, right? You're buying authentic items from a distributor, and you basically just submit that, say, hey, here's my units, here's the contact info. That's all stuff we're going to help you with, so you can get ungated in grocery and really any category that these guys carry. So if you're restricted, even on brands too, guys, if you're restricted in something like Hasbro or Fisher Price, and these guys carry a Hasbro or Fisher Price toy, you can use these invoices to get ungated in anything. Yeah, so don't worry about what you need to be approved in prior. If you want to take a step forward, you can take initiative, and grocery would be my first one. I would definitely put you into, just because there's such great replens. toys are fun, but like you can't necessarily go buy the same toy every week and it's going to get you the same amount of money. Grocery, on the other hand, right? People eat every month. And the people who order groceries on Amazon and even eBay, I did not realize how many people order groceries on eBay, right? Especially snack foods. Look at Oreos, right? You look at all these limited edition types of snacks. People spend money on them. And candy, like sugar-free, gluten-free, organic, all the specialty stuff sells really well. So with grocery on Amazon customers are typically going to buy that again and again and again. So that's called a replen. It's something you can replenish month after month. And the great thing about a wholesaler, guys, you're not in stores. This is why we're going to get into it way more, because you all are probably as burnt out as I am on Q4 right now. Like, we've been hustling some toys, guys.
We're tired.
I would love to know how many millions of dollars we've all, as a collective, hustled throughout the last 6 weeks. So the hard part with that is you have to go back into another store. You have to go get back into the car and drive more. The great thing with wholesale accounts, you get online, open your computer, or you even make a phone call to the distributor, because you'll probably have like a sales rep, right? You call your sales rep and say, hey, I'm looking at this product and I want to order 500 units. No problem. It'll be there within 2 weeks. That's the beauty in it. It's click and order, and you got your replens ready to go. It's a great complement to RA and all that kind of stuff too, because it's not like you have to choose one or the other. You can do private label, wholesale, online, retail arbitrage. You can do it all at once. You just kind of have to prioritize which one is going to be the most profitable for you and your goals, and two, which one you can keep up with without getting too burnt out.
Yes, we do polybag our grocery items. Almost all of them. Sometimes we stretch wrap.
Yeah, a good amount of them we do. There's only been a few times I won't, like if it's a good, thick, sturdy box. I haven't
mac
really.
And cheese
yeah, like mac and cheese. I haven't messed with that. If you're doing anything in a bundle, because bundles are really popular in grocery, and that's something we're going to help out with in the wholesale group. Is we're going to talk about bundling and the proper ways to prep groceries and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So any bundles do need to be polybagged. I use a lot of stretch wrap for that stuff too, just keep them secure and tight together. But yeah, we do polybag a good amount, especially somebody told me, because we're still new to grocery too, but somebody had told me if it's something that would make a mess if the package breaks. Okay, think of that in that term. So flour, for example, cookies, right? I sent in a buttload of Oreos.
We're selling them though.
Finally,
you guys all don't get Oreos for Christmas.
Those Oreos
Sorry.
I told you guys about. I think I owed Ken like 100 packages or something like that. We finally started selling those, so we're only selling at like $1.15 profit, but I just want them gone because I do not want those back here.
Crap house, they're buying all the Oreos.
Yeah, pretty much. They're all getting ready for January because they got health goals. They got to order them now and eat them now.
Yeah. Did you ever tell them your cookie story?
My cookie story.
Did he tell you guys about when he was buying all these Oreos?
Oh.
And the lady at the register was like, "Why are you buying so many Oreos?" It was like 70 packs or something. And Charles couldn't think of anything. So he's like,
it was the first thing that popped out of my mouth.
He goes, "Well, I run a cookie club." And we just sit around and eat cookies and drink milk. I was dying laughing. Like, can you imagine all these grown men sitting around in the living room, dipping Oreos and eating?
It was the first thing that popped into my head. Because I had my headphones in at the register. I was at self-checkout. I had my headphones in, like no one's going to talk to me. So I hadn't like pre-thought of like, what if an employee asked me what I'm doing? Because Target's the one store like I'll lie to because they do not like resellers, and I like my Targets. So I'll lie to those guys so I come up with new stuff. But yeah, this lady was like,
"Oh, cookie club. Yeah, that sounds right."
It just, there was no hesitation. Like it just, I run a cookie club and we sit around eating cookies and drinking milk. It was the first thing out of my face. And she let me buy them, so we're good.
Yeah, I guess with wholesale, we won't need to be making up cookie stories.
It's kind of fun. I also run one of the nation's largest gamers clubs, where we share really good deals. That's why I buy so many of the same title. That was another one I came up with. Because it was the Mario, was it the 3DS Mario game I gave you guys as a bolo a few weeks ago? I had got probably 15 or 20 of them, and they're all stacked up. She's like, "Do you mind if I ask why you're getting so many?" And again, so I run one of the nation's largest gamers club, and the deal is if we find a good deal, we buy as many as we can so we can all share them. And that was my other one.
We're not advocating dishonesty.
Only to Target because we don't
Only
want you
to
to get banned. So if you guys want good excuses, there you
go. You can steal a couple.
I feel like we should create a group file that has like all the best lines that everyone's used.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. How's everybody doing? Ready for December to be over?
Yes. I'm tired.
No, I want it longer. I want December to be 60 days.
Oh man, Ken's hitting some freaking PRs over there. You just hit 30K for your 30 days, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm heading to Portland.
Congrats, man. When are you coming up here?
February.
February, okay.
Very cool.
We'll definitely meet up.
Yeah.
Yes.
How far are you guys from Portland?
We're just an hour south.
Okay. We'll be driving around, so we'll definitely need to hit you up.
Oh yeah.
Give me a tour in your warehouse.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got 4 Nike outlets within an hour and a half drive. So
I know.
I know. He already knows.
I got everything under my radar already. So Glenn's
you got your map written out, like.
Yeah, Glenn's flying in too. So.
Glenn's coming too.
Yeah.
Very
cool.
So let's get Nicole on board. Let's do a epic meetup.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. That was. We just need to get the dates finalized, but definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's good dates. Nicole's got crazy hookups for like actual venues. We were just up there at her last holiday party, and she booked out the whole cafe.
So that was cool, and yeah, so she gets to pay my flight.
If you guys don't know, so Ken and Nicole from States Place, who's a local Portland here, these guys had a bet going on. It was the first one to cross $30,000 in sales for the 30-day mark. And it was close too. You guys were like,
yeah, it was close, and I didn't know what I was eating that day.
Oh man,
I was at my 30 days was like 12,000. I don't know what I was eating. Like,
wow.
She had me on her live show, and I think she baited me because if not, I had to fly there and buy her dinner.
I'd say you got the good end of the stick.
Yeah, so I guess I calculated it. Man, that plane ticket would be so many shoes already that I could resell. I gotta win.
That is hilarious. Well, I'm excited to have you up here, man.
Yeah, December is awesome. It's just been it's not as crazy as I thought it was gonna be sourcing wise. But because I've built up the inventory for the Q4, it was more like, empty my inventory. That's me. I've built up through this. But I've definitely learned a lot in toys. So funny story I just wanted to share is the Harry Potter socks.
Yeah.
So I don't know, somebody, I don't know who posted it, but you could order it and reserve it. I'll pick up in store.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, it was you, Gretchen. Thank you. So I was just like, forget this. Let me just try this. So me and my wife just like went to Target.com and just I think we ended up picking up close to 30 of them.
Oh my
Lord. But the thing that I didn't realize that it was so close already. And then I realized you talking about like how can we get rid of this. So Poshmark came in clutch. I sold more than half of it in Poshmark.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and then on eBay, I just held my price, and then it all sold. And actually, the crazy part is I think it was only last week that everything sold out. But I said, worst case scenario, I could return it. Yeah. And, it's crazy that, I think the lesson to be learned there, that even though I've sort of crushed it in my niche in the shoe game, I still had that kind of hesitation within me because it wasn't something that I wasn't used to. Mm-hmm. So it was all mental game. I sold it for $39.99 plus shipping.
Nice.
And then I overcharged them on shipping. So it was really like $45 shipped, close to $50 shipped. So it was just a taste of like I said, I told Chaz that I joined this group mainly to learn a lot more continuous learning, and the RA game of the toys during the Q4 and everything really panned out and stuff like that. And I don't know. Oh, you posted the pony. I don't know. I don't even know what these things are called. Zoomer.
Zoomer
Paw
unicorn.
Patrol.
Oh, the Paw Patrol.
Yeah, the $20 one. I got 4 and I sold one already for $60.
Nice,
Nice.
man. That's
So it's
awesome.
just so that's how my December has been. I've used December as a learning experience on certain things, because that's for me, that makes me more alive than ever, like taking risk. I mean, even though it's not crazy, but mentally it felt like it was like a death or life situation, because like, should we buy this, should we order this much, and it's like, forget it, just order everything. And it paid off.
I can't believe you got a hold of that many. That's
a lot.
insane.
Yeah.
So, funny story about the socks, actually. The reason I found out about how you could buy online pickup in store is my family were huge Harry Potter fans. Got my Mischief Managed shirt on tonight.
Nice.
And I'm in a Universal Florida fan group, and all the Harry Potter fans are really mad at all the resellers. So they stayed here. But they were like, hurry up, order them online, pick them up in the store. They can't get to them if you've already paid for it.
Oh my god.
That's really good. I'm going to do that. And it worked, and then I shared it with you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll take 10%.
You probably didn't comment on that post. Hey, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, they were like, people are making big money. I'm like, yes, they are.
Yes, I am.
Man. Yeah, it's funny. It's like, now that you guys have kind of been through a little bit of Q4, now you start to understand how fast things can change. Like, I look at the socks and like, I should have cashed out when the buy box was at 96, but I was stupid and I was greedy, and I'm like, no, I can go to $119.99.
Wow, that's crazy.
$96, but no, because I missed that window and they changed within a week. I dropped down. I sold all of them at 55.
Wow, you could have undercut it at 90, and you would have.
Oh man,
sold.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
So next Q4, guys, now you see that things climb, but they don't climb forever. There's a point where that bubble breaks. And
Like same as the fingerlings, man. I mean, that was the biggest slap in the face, because you talked to me about that when we were talking about shoes, and that was early in the game.
Yeah, because I've been on it since August.
I don't even think this group was even on when you talked about it. Like it was still, and I was just like, I'll just keep on toys this year. And I had that in my mind, and all of a sudden it's like, man, Chaz told me about this when I was talking to him about shoes. Listen, right? So so that's when I, even micro risk, 4, 5, 10 quantities really made a difference. And just looking at the curve now, that sell out 20 days before Christmas, and then switch to a different niche or whatnot, because that's really one thing that I want to add on, because almost half of my sale this year happened in the last 60 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like, to have a better lifestyle business setup, I even told my wife, like, hey, we can even just work 2 quarters a year and we'd be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of people out there that they know that Q4, right? Not even Q4, but like I said, the last 2 quarters.
Yeah.
That's go time, and they'll chill for the first 2 quarters. Some are off. They'll start working and prepping in like August and late August, and just start hammering in for Q4. Because that's why I do it with the fingerlings, because I did catch on to them really, really early. I actually got onto that listing when it was 4 days early. That's when I scanned the first one, because I saw it in the store and I thought, wow, this is interesting. I scanned it and there was like a $2 profit. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take 5. Like you said, start with small quantities. I took 5 and sent them in. I sold them and made my $3 or $4. And I thought, okay, it's starting to sell fast. And I have access to tons of them right now because nobody knew about them. And so I went and I got 20, which at the time that was like, what, $600 or something I spent. And I remember I came home and she's like, are you sure you want to put like that much capital into just one item?
Yeah.
And I told you the thing you hate, which is just trust me. So she heard the just trust me, and she said, okay, go for it. And sure enough, my biggest flip. I did 2 unicorns at 125 bucks is what the biggest sale on Amazon was. But again, because I was greedy, I had like 20. Because I was greedy, I went out like, well, I could probably get 139.95. And sure enough, I missed that. And then the price came down to like 90. I cashed a bunch out at 89.95, and then they dropped down. And of course, now the bubble is pretty much burst in that right now. So we're pretty much, if we have any fingerlings left, which I still have 160 sloths. So that's fun. I went too deep on sloths.
Well, and it took 3 weeks to get there. That was frustrating.
Yeah, I had an issue with UPS. It took 3 weeks for my sloths to get there, so I missed the original window. I was supposed to make $20 profit each, and now we're at a break even right now. So I'm coming down on price, but I'm holding out a little bit, so we'll see.
Yeah. So speaking of growing and like maybe getting into something that you're not used to getting into as far as your niche goes, I'm looking at, so I'm selling like bras, like a lot of bras. Not a lot, but whenever I get my hands on them, they go really quickly. So I'm just paying attention to the trends and what's happening right now.
I
And
could have made a really bad joke just
definitely looking at where I want to take eBay in 2018. I don't know if people are noticing, like maybe you offhandedly sent something in that you're just like, oh, this is cheap, and you picked it up and it sold quickly for a lot of money. Maybe just pay attention to those trends, and maybe if you don't have that product, just branch out. Like Ken said, it's scary to put any kind of focus on something that you don't know. But that's the only way we're gonna grow, and
maybe that could be a good challenge.
Make more money.
If you guys want like a legit challenge, which we're gonna start doing some little mini challenges in here, which I think will be fun. This can be one of them. Go out and purchase 5 units of a totally different category than you're ever used to. Okay, do a little bit of research, right? Get your foundation of understanding for it. Don't just blindly walk into a store, buy 5 something and send them in, or list them on eBay. Like do a little bit of research on each category, and just challenge yourself to go purchase 5 units. Yeah. List them on eBay, send them into Amazon FBA, merchant fill them, whatever you want to do, and just learn. That's the best way you're going to get experience, is just by selling, right?
Start at a dollar store.
Yeah, dollar store.
Actually, that was the challenge that I did with me and my wife. We had $5 each.
I love it.
So she bought she bought 5 books of the same quantity of a diet book, and then I bought 5 quantity. I already knew I won. It was a Lakers book, and Pat Riley wrote it. I don't know what happened. I saw 5 quantities there, and then I sold them at $10 ship each. And I don't know why I didn't go deeper, but I guess it was just, that's, for example, that's a plain example of going something that you wouldn't expect. Anything, I think anything Lakers related, if it's new, it's worth more than $1. And it had the sticker price was like $35.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Everybody thought that they were getting a deal too from getting it from me for like $15. And they were media mail, so they were very cheap to ship. So I sold 2 or 3 in eBay, and that was actually the first sale I made on Amazon. It was a merchant fulfilled.
Nice.
So,
yeah, and that's another thing that's really surprised us this last couple of weeks is merchant fulfilling. Like,
I never thought I would ever say I like it.
Just like he was against eBay, he was like, I will never merchant fill anything.
Nope.
But it's been really good, and takes away some of the fees if you're worried about buying 5 items and sending it in,
I went to Target today. Like this whole table I have over here is all my merchant filled stuff. So that's all listed. So I've got 2 totes like fingerlings and stuff over there still. And we're selling a couple a day. And today I went to Target, and there's a video game sale going on, at least here in the Northwest. They're buy 2 get 1 free on some of these video game titles. So go to, and I'm going to do a post about this, but go to your local Target and see if they're doing the same sale. And so I bought them, went to the trunk and listed them, and I sold 3 on the way home. So now tomorrow I just have to bag them and put a label on them. So super easy sales, and I'm perfectly happy making $4 or $5 if it's just like super easy work overnight. Because if I were to Amazon FBA them, sure, I could probably make like $3 or $4 extra, but is it really worth waiting a week or 2 weeks for the Amazon shipment to get there? That's the beauty in merchant filling and eBay, is the fact that you can buy something and list it and sell it the exact same day. So play around with it.
So Gretchen, I'm just buying used bras. I'm not even joking. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm like, no. Like, but they look brand new and they're all selling. I can't make this up. And I'm buying random sizes. Some are just like really small. Some of them are really big. Some of them, I'm selling demis and padded and like everything. It's super, super weird. I haven't done we do Kohl's Cash, but I've never worked on like buying bras through Kohl's is like a religion for people. So I have to learn this.
People really like their bras. In fact,
yeah.
My girlfriend has a very hard to fit size. And so she goes to Kohl's because they can fit her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard and I've read that people will go and buy and I'm trying to get into Kohl's. I guess that could be my challenge for this year. But I know people go to Kohl's and they love to go to Kohl's and have all this Kohl's Cash and they just roll it back into their business.
Yeah.
But it drives me crazy, like walking in there and just seeing the insane markup, because it's not really a good deal if you're not buying it on sale. Like, I remember one time we were looking at like a 5-pack of underwear, and we had Kohl's Cash. My mother-in-law loves to shop there, so she often will just be like, "Oh, here's $80." Like, we go in there and we're like, "Oh, we'll just get some underwear or something." It was $38 for like 5 packs.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, I want to wrap my head around how people
are
doing that.
I know people are buying them for $3 and $4. You know, I'm telling you, it's like a religion. People know how to do this. So, yeah.
Are you finding used bras at Goodwill though? Like, that's something that people don't eat?
Yeah, they look brand new, and some of them have the tags and are new. But I'm selling all of them.
I feel like I've purchased. This is very personal, but I'm just like, oh, it didn't work out, and I throw it away because I'm like, who wants a used bra? But then people are I'm like,
but the thing is they're expensive, and some people can't afford to buy them from the stores, so they are going. And I don't even want to think about all the weirdos who are buying them because they're used. I'm not going to think about that. But
why'd you have to put that out there?
I mean, there are people that sell like used panties. So.
Yeah, like
I don't care who buys it as long as the sale happens.
Yeah, if anyone ever asks you to try on a shoe, Ken, you tell them no.
Oh, absolutely not. I've sold shoes for 8 years. Trust me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you get some weirdos for sure.
So I know a couple people that do very, very, very well with Kohl's, and especially one that does very well with bras from Kohl's. They've all said the same thing. If you just walk in blindly and start scanning stuff, if you're with Amazon, if you blindly start scanning stuff, you're not going to find any deals in Kohl's because they are marked up. The money is going to be made in that cash back, because they also have is it yes to you or something like that? Like, it's a secondary percentage you can earn back. So AJ, can you message Anderson? We're going to get a guy that does very well with Kohl's, especially bras, from Kohl's. And he taught me how to do the cash back system. And 2 purchases, I had like $200 in cash back ready to go for my next round that I roll back into inventory. It's literally free money because you're going to spend it anyways. So I'm going to bring this guy on just for you guys. So it's not going to be on our YouTube channel, but it's going to be for you guys as VIP. And he's going to cover anything you want to know about Kohl's and bras, because he does it full time. Would that help you guys out? Okay. So
I'm just gonna wear a mask. Okay.
No one's trying on the bras.
No one's trying on the bras. I don't even think a bra will be present, Ken.
That's hilarious.
Maybe your wife should.
That's gonna be my next niche for the challenge.
There you go.
That wouldn't look good.
Watch 6 months from now, he's gonna be like, I have $5,000 in Kohl's cash. That's awesome. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna change my background.
Hey, there you go. Just
To
hang
what?
him from there. Just hang him on the boxes.
To what? That's a question.
Yeah, get like a clothesline and like hang them up.
Oh my gosh.
Very boutique.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So this
funny.
guy's name is Chris Anderson. I did a YouTube live show with him, and he covered just like the basics, not bras in particular, but just the basics of RA, retail arbitrage. But I want to bring him in just for you guys. I want him to focus on bras because I think that'd be a really good one.
Yeah.
Because you guys aren't local competition
just-
to him.
Or just like the mechanics of the Kohl's Cash thing would be
Yeah.
really cool.
Because I was stubborn. I knew about it for months, like
Yeah.
6 months. I didn't ever make a purchase.
He didn't even know that we had a Kohl's like literally 20 miles from us.
I didn't know we had Kohl's here.
Anytime, doesn't care.
Okay.
So funny.
So let's schedule next week. I don't know what day. So Wednesday. So next Wednesday, 6 p.m. our time Pacific.
Yeah.
So next week, AJ is doing it right now. Can we just give a shout out to AJ, by the way?
AJ.
Just
We're so happy she's here. She's like,
AJ is kind of officially here full time now.
yay.
Like moved up here full time. So yeah, it's been a lifesaver. We couldn't function without AJ. Yeah, so AJ is getting Chris booked right now, so we'll try to get him on for next Wednesday at 6 p.m. for you guys.
Another thing I wanted to plug really quick before we get out of here is that we're going to be having the insurance lady on our YouTube channel next week.
Big one.
I don't know if any of you know, but FBA will be eventually requiring insurance.
Very
and
soon, like January.
It's always been like recommended, I guess, but never really enforced. And the rumor is that 2018 it will be enforced. So if you have no idea where to start with insurance, definitely make sure you're on the or we'll record it as well, but that will be a YouTube channel or YouTube show we do next Thursday.
Yep. So that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
If you guys have questions or anything you want Chris to cover as far as like Kohl's or bras, write them down. I'll probably make a post. Ashlyn Haddon, yes.
Yes, Ashlyn.
So I'll make a post next week to remind you guys about Chris coming on. And if you have your questions, you can drop them on there. That way we can have a nice list of questions that he can hammer through. Because he is like, it's crazy. He's one of those guys that does really well. And
Wow, you almost hit your head.
like an insane amount.
It's really cool.
So he's an open book. He's not one of these types of guys. Like, obviously, he's not going to tell you exact products of things he's flipping. Nobody is going to do that. Well, I mean, I guess we do for toys, but
Yeah.
so he's an open book though. He'll tell you pretty much anything you want to know about. So write down questions and keep an eye out for that post next week. Aside from that, anything else?
Anything else, you guys? No.
All right. Well, we've got Star Wars to go catch.
Yeah, we're gonna go see Star Wars.
Excited.
We're baby free this evening.
Get the night off.
Baby Maddox is killing me. He's so cute.
Just adorable.
Oh my god.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so
adorable.
much. We appreciate you all. And stay tuned because we'll see you guys next week.
Hi, you guys.
Bye, guys.